Music's something that's really important to me. It's something that affected my life, and it affects yours every single day, whether you realize it or not. I want to just try something real quick. How many of you watched TV last night? Come on, raise your hands. Don't lie to me. Don't. All right. How many of you listen to the radio at all? All right. Music. It's a source of entertainment. You can't get away from it. It has such a powerful influence on us, and we don't even realize it. Like I was just saying, it's impossible to go through a day without hearing music somehow. Whether it's TV, radio, just the song's stuck in your head. It's there, and you don't know why or how, but it's somehow affecting how you act throughout the course of the day, the mood you have. If you're listening to a sad song about losing the love of your life, all of a sudden your heart rate's going to drop. You're going to feel a bit sad. You're going to move slower. And then we're going to use my iPod as an example. If a really quick, upbeat metal song comes on, all of a sudden your heart rate's going to rise and you're just going to be angry for no reason. You're not quite sure why, but the only thing that changed is the song that's playing. That's why when you sing a lullaby to a newborn child, it's something slow and calm and, not Get Lucky by Daft Punk. Music not only affects moods, but it also affects the minds. Kids who study music from a younger age are more likely to be better at other skills such as math and English because they draw knowledge from both ends of the brain. Music makes you learn how to read puzzles and think on the fly while also expressing your creativity. I also recently learned that if you look at a professional musician's brain, it's like a CAT scan of it. Don't go cutting any heads open. If you look at a scan, then the brain is actually different, and the two lobes, the right and left, they're not as separated because they're both being used so frequently. Music is recognizing patterns that you learn in math. That's why you don't understand it. It's a hearing pattern instead of a visual one or a numerical one. That's why when you're listening to the radio and you hear, and you get a little heart attack when you don't know if it's Under Pressure by Queen or Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice. You're not sure whether or not to scream out pressure and try to match Freddie Mercury or try and do what you can to forget about the 90s. Music not only helps with math, but it also helps with other skills. It can help you relate to other classes. In the music curriculum, you have to learn about music history. And while learning about that, you don't really care about it, or while learning about history in your history classes, you don't really care about it, till all of a sudden you're learning about what was popular at the time, and then all of a sudden it was like, this composer was popular in the 1800s, and you're like, I learned about him. I know this guy. And then all of a sudden you're more interested because you know something about it already. It also makes you look a little bit smarter. Music's also really important in the development of children. It influences them. It teaches them skills that you're not quite sure about, but you're not quite sure why, but it's all society type things. For example, kids, they want to dress like their favorite musicians. That's why I'm here right now rocking a pair of red jeans. Can you believe my mom's embarrassed by me? They're not doing it just to try and look cool. They're doing it because they want to feel like they're closer to the artist because they had some sort of effect on them. Not only does music make the students connect with an artist or a song, but it also helps them make friends. For example, I played sports pretty much my entire life, and I had quite a bit of a temper when I was doing that. I was definitely going to give someone a love tap if they got in my way. But the thing was, I didn't like who I was while I was playing sports. I would get really angry, and I would make myself look like an idiot in front of friends, family, other teammates. And it wasn't until I started to get heavily involved in music that all of a sudden I was calmer, but I still had that sense of competition. I wasn't competing with anyone directly, I was competing with myself. So the only motivation I had to get better was I want to be better because it's something I want to do. That's just, it's a great place to meet friends as well. For example, sometimes you don't have anything to talk about with a teammate. I mean, my best friend right now, we played volleyball together in grade 9. We didn't say a word to each other until we realized we had music class together, and then all of a sudden, all the conversations about, oh man, what's your favorite band, and all that other stuff just came out of nowhere. It bonded us in a way that volleyball didn't. Now I just want to point out, I'm not bashing sports here, I love them. If you need anyone to pick your NBA fantasy team, come talk to me later. The power that music has itself is incredible. You hear tons of stories about athletes who had nothing and all they had was playing their game, and then it just took them up to the professional leagues because it kept them out of trouble, it took them off the streets, and music does the exact same thing. It finds kids who don't have much, or all they have is a sense of time or a sense of rhythm, or they just like playing something on guitar, and it keeps them out of trouble just because they found their passion and it's keeping them safe from everything. It's also a sense of motivation. I mean, in grade 12, I heard so many people complaining about all of the courses they have. Yeah, I have 17 sciences, about 4 maths. I'm like, that's pretty incredible. It's a lot of science. They were all stressed out, and most of them still didn't know what they wanted to do with their lives, so they just signed up for as many courses as possible. But the kids who fall in love with music and know they want to do that with their lives, they know from an early age, and they work for it. That's why I got pretty much all of my problems out of the way, like all of the courses I needed out of the way before grade 12. And then I got to coast. Music's not only heavily involved with the way children grow, but it's how society grows as well. The way kids develop is based on the type of music they hear, because it's all dependent on the way that they act. You say society's going downhill, well, let me tell you, that new Miley Cyrus song isn't quite helping out. Music just has a lot of power, and it can bring out the best in people. All right, now if you guys are willing to humor me, I'm going to play something for you. This is a song I played for my university auditions. It's called Yellow After the Rain. Let's just make sure this mic's on. Can you guys hear me? Perfect. Thanks.